Going on in Arizona news, so let's jump right into it. In Arizona on Wednesday, Clarence Dixon was executed shortly after 10 a.m. at the state prison in Florence. Dixon was 66 years old and was the first person executed by Arizona since the botched execution of Joseph Wood in 2014. He was convicted in 2008 for the 1978 murder of Deanna Baldwin, a 21-year-old senior at Arizona State University, who was found dead inside her apartment with a belt around her neck. Troy Hayden was the media representative. Let's check in and see what he had to say.
Dixon never made eye contact with us. He stared straight up into the ceiling the entire time.
And everyone can have their own personal opinion on the death penalty. Mine sure changed. I started in sociology when I started in college, and I changed my major, but my thinking has changed and evolved. Having gone through this, I think that, again, it's very personal. Everyone grieves personally and differently, and so I can't speak poorly for people that may be opposed to the death penalty, but I would just say, if related to any law, if you don't care for the law that's in place, then there are steps to try to get the law changed. That is.
And in Arizona sports news, the WNBA Mercury player Brittney Griner won't be home anytime soon. Her lawyer, Alexander Boykov, said Friday that the WNBA star's pretrial detention in Russia has been extended by 1 month. He stated that he believes that it's a relatively short extension, and that means that the case will come to trial soon. Griner has been in detention for nearly 3 months now. Now, at the same time, the Russian state news agency TASS has published a story saying there's negotiations going on with Russia and the US behind the scenes for an exchange for Griner for a Russian man being held in the United States facing terrorism charges. Now, American government officials were speaking to ESPN last week, and they expressed massive skepticism about the story and reporting, saying it's not likely to do a prisoner swap like this, and more of a tactic that the Russian government is putting out as propaganda. The U.S. official told ESPN that it's further validation of why Griner was recently reclassified as being wrongfully detained, and evidence that the Russian judicial system is merely transactional and is not a real judicial system at all. And finally, after last night's game here in Phoenix, the Suns have been eliminated from the playoffs, getting decimated by the Mavericks, losing 123-90. They started off strong in the first 2 games, but couldn't hold on last night. It was pretty bad. I don't really have words. It looked like amateur hour at the Apollo. But hey, there's always next season. I think we said that last year too. But anyways, and speaking of Phoenix, we have a huge homeless situation that if anyone who's traveling through Phoenix at all, they can't miss it. They can't ignore it. Located within a pocket of streets and sidewalks in downtown Phoenix, the homeless crisis has exploded, as there are more than 1,000 unsheltered people living down on the streets in this area called the Zone. There have been nearly a 450% increase in people camped on the streets and in concentrated areas since 2021. From our investigative reporting, we found it was much less of the consequences of COVID, as some reports may have pushed. Moreover, this is a group of folks with mental illnesses or substance abuse problems. The fact is that this growth of homelessness is not sustainable. Moving on to Arizona's wildfire season, it is getting off to an early start this year. And fire officials this season have stated it could even be more catastrophic in 2022 than in previous years. Already, Arizona has lost over 500,000 acres of wildfire due to wildfires in 2021, and over 900,000, nearly 1 million acres in 2020. As we reported in our last show, the significant shortage of water in Arizona is causing massive problems. Reports have predicted most of the Southwest will have above normal potential for fires in May and June, though wetter periods between September through December normally help lower fire potential for these certain areas. In Arizona, though the risk for significant fire potential arrived early this year, beginning in March, we know that it's going to go very far and very long this season. So far in 2022, across state and federal tribal lands, there have been approximately 90 fires with a total acreage of 627 acres being burned as of March 8th's calculation. On Sunday, the John Fire burned through 24 acres near Bigsby, and the Ranch Fire burned through 1,663 acres near Concho, and another fire near Oldsburg in the Highway 87. And currently, a wildfire here in Arizona has doubled its size a day after heavy winds kicked up towering walls of flames outside of northern Arizona tourist and college towns, ripping through 24 structures, sending residents of more than 700 homes scrambling to flee. Flames as high as 100 feet raced through the area of scattered homes, dry grass, and ponderosa pines in the rural area outside of Flagstaff, as gusts of 50 miles per hour pushed the blaze over the major highways. There's no significant precipitation in the forecast this week, according to Coconino County officials during a Tuesday interview, and they've said that 766 homes and 1,000 animals have been evacuated or displaced. About 250 structures remain threatened in the area popular with hikers and off-road vehicles users, where astronauts actually train amid volcanic cider pits. The county declared an emergency after the wildfire ballooned from 100 acres Tuesday morning to over 9 square miles by evening, and up to 26 square miles now this past Wednesday. The fire is moving northeast away from more heavily populated areas, thankfully, in Flagstaff, and is moving towards the Sunset Crater Volcano National Monument, according to Coconino National Forest spokesman Brady Smith. Stick with us here on the update, and we'll try to keep you as informed as possible as it's ever changing right here in Arizona with these wildfires.